Imagine for a moment that every challenge you face, every fear, every moment of doubt, is not just an obstacle standing in your way, but rather a guide, a map, leading you to your deeper self, your true purpose. What if the things you try to hide from and the parts of yourself you feel ashamed of are the very keys to understanding who you really are and what you are meant to do in this world today? We will uncover one of the most profound and transformative ideas in both philosophy and psychology. Carl Jung's theory of the shadow. This isn't just another abstract concept to learn about. It's a deep exploration of who we truly are, hidden beneath the surface in the parts of ourselves we often avoid or reject. By the end of this journey, you'll not only gain insight into your own shadow, but also learn how to embrace it, unlocking the door to your potential, your purpose, and ultimately, your freedom. Carl Jung, the founder of analytical psychology, described the shadow as the unconscious part of ourselves, the parts we reject or refuse to acknowledge. It's made up of traits, desires, and aspects of our personality that we deem unacceptable or shameful. Yet paradoxically, Jung believed that this very shadow is where our greatest strengths and life's purpose reside. Think about it for a second. How many times have you avoided something about yourself because it made you uncomfortable? Or how many times have you judged someone else for traits you secretly despise in yourself? If you have ever felt triggered by someone's actions or felt intense emotions toward another person, it's likely because they're retouching on something deep within you, something hidden in your shadow. Jung famously said, "Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves." The shadow isn't just about darkness, it's about untapped potential. It's about the energy we suppress because we are afraid or ashamed to face it. Take a moment to reflect. Are there parts of yourself you try to keep hidden from others or even from yourself? Perhaps it's a deep fear of failure, an anger that you try to bury, or maybe it's jealousy that you refuse to acknowledge. Could these hidden parts of yourself hold the messages you need to hear in order to grow? Jung believed that by confronting our shadow, we can bring it into our conscious awareness, leading to what he called individuation, a process of becoming whole, of integrating all the parts of ourselves, both light and dark. But it's not easy. It requires courage, it demands honesty, and most of all, it calls for a willingness to face the unknown. But the rewards are unimaginable. Jung argued that our greatest growth comes not from rejecting our shadow, but from embracing it. In mythology, every hero must face a confrontation with their own darkness. Think of Hercules, who didn't just battle monsters outside of himself, but had to confront his own inner rage. Or consider Luke Skywalker in Star Wars, who had to face his inner darkness before he could fully embrace his power as a Jedi. These mythical journeys mirror our own psychological process. The question is, are you ready to face your own darkness? Are you willing to take that first step toward embracing the parts of yourself that you've been running from? Jung's philosophy teaches us that the shadow is not our enemy, it's a guide. It speaks to us through our dreams, our fears, and even in our relationships. Have you ever had a recurring dream that just wants to go away? Or perhaps there is an idea, a person, or even a place that seems to draw you in inexplicably? These might be signs that your shadow is trying to communicate with you. The first step in working with your shadow is awareness. Pay attention to your emotional triggers, those moments when you feel disproportionate anger, frustration, or jealousy. These intense reactions are often clues pointing to parts of yourself you've hidden away. Once you identify these hidden traits, the next step is acceptance. This doesn't mean you need to act on every impulse or indulge every desire. It means acknowledging these parts of yourself without judgment and understanding their role in your life. Imagine how liberating it would be to no longer fear your flaws, but to see them as opportunities for growth. Think about how much more authentic and confident you could become by embracing your whole self. The journey to understanding your shadow doesn't stop at self-awareness. As you progress, you begin to integrate the shadow into your life. Jung saw this process as becoming your true self, not just the persona you show the world, but the complete, authentic version of you. Light and shadow alike. Every hero faces their darkness because it's in that confrontation that they grow and evolve. It's a universal truth. Think of how embracing both the good and bad in ourselves gives us the power to live fully, to contribute, and to love ourselves deeply. But how do you apply this in your life? It starts with asking the right questions. What parts of yourself have you been avoiding? What do you fear most about who you really are? These questions guide you deeper into your own self-awareness. What are the things you've been rejecting? It are the very things you need to embrace to fully step into your power. One of the most powerful tools for shadow work is journaling. Jung himself kept extensive journals to help him understand his own unconscious mind. Start writing down your dreams, your fears, and your emotional responses. What messages might your shadow be trying to tell you through these experiences? When you do this, you begin to see your shadow not as an enemy, but as an ally. Your shadow reveals itself in your emotional reactions, in those moments when something feels off. Instead of blaming others or retreating into defensiveness, ask yourself, what is this revealing about me? When you start integrating your shadow, you may notice a profound shift in your life. Those traits and fears that once seemed overwhelming can become sources of strength. You will find yourself living more authentically, more confidently, and with a deeper sense of peace. The shadow has the power to not only transform your inner world, but also influence how you interact with the world around you. It shapes your relationships, your creativity, and your sense of purpose. When you embrace your shadow, you become more compassionate, not just toward yourself, but toward others as well. We all carry shadows, and recognizing that in others allows us to deepen our connections, find empathy, and bring understanding into even the most difficult situations. In the next sections, we'll explore how this works as shadow integration can bring greater creativity, healthier relationships, and a life aligned with your true purpose. By embracing your shadow, you're not just improving yourself, you're changing the world around you. Jung believed that the integration of the shadow could not only transform the individual, but in turn, help humanity as a whole. As you continue this journey, remember that this is a lifelong process. The shadow is always there, always guiding you toward a deeper understanding of who you are. Embrace it, and you will find clarity, peace, and ultimately the purpose you've been seeking. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Stay with us, and let's dive deeper into the mystery and the power of your shadow.